Hello and welcome to the channel Ukrainian with Maksym. Here you learn Ukrainian in short, easy to understand lessons with a native speaker. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to say hello and goodbye, introduce ourselves, and say where we come from. Each section is followed by practice segment. You can check the timestamps in the video description. For those who don't know how to read in Ukrainian yet, it's highly recommended to watch the previous lesson, which explains the Ukrainian alphabet and its pronunciation. Otherwise, this lesson might feel overwhelming. For those who already know the alphabet, I recommend pronouncing each word syllable by syllable and out loud. This will help you get used to Ukrainian pronunciation faster and remember words better in the long run. So, let's get started. When meeting someone, we usually say "Привіт," which means hi. It's used between friends, family members, and in informal situations. Привіт. Привіт. The next word is вітаю, which means hello. This phrase can be used in more formal situations or when you want to keep the tone neutral. Вітаю. Вітаю. It can also mean congratulations. You can say it on someone's birthday, anniversary, or if the person has won a contest or competition. When leaving, we say бувай, which means bye. It's used in informal situations. Бувай. Бувай. The phrase до зустрічі has a neutral tone and doesn't sound overly formal. It means see you. До зустрічі. До зустрічі. And the phrase до побачення is the most formal of these expressions. It's typically used in official meetings or when speaking to strangers. It basically means until the next meeting or goodbye. До побачення. До побачення. Next to the phrases, you can see the transcription that uses English syllables to represent the Ukrainian sounds. However, relying on it might result in a stronger accent. Since English and Ukrainian sounds are only partly similar, it may make your speech harder to understand. That's why I recommend using only the Ukrainian alphabet to associate Ukrainian letters with only Ukrainian sounds. Speaking of stress in Ukrainian, it might be quite inconsistent in words with more than one vowel sound. Unlike languages like Italian, Polish, or Finnish, Ukrainian doesn't have a specific rule about where to place the stress in a word. Sometimes it can even jump from one syllable to another. However, there are patterns which you'll become familiar throughout the lessons. To make it easier for you, I'll mark the stressed vowel in words with a special symbol above it. In case you find a word and you aren't sure about the stress, it can be easily looked up in a dictionary. I'll pin a link in the comments. And now, let's practice pronouncing these phrases once again without using English transcription. Привіт. Вітаю. Бувай. До зустрічі. До побачення. There are other greetings that depend on the time of day. For example, if you meet someone in the morning before 11 a.m., you can say Доброго ранку, which means good morning. It can be used in both formal and informal situations. If you meet someone from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., you can say Добрий день, which means good day or good afternoon. This phrase is a bit more formal, use it when speaking to strangers or in professional settings. If you meet someone after 5 p.m., you can say Добрий вечір, which means good evening. Like the previous phrase, use it in polite and formal situations. Let's repeat them one more time. Доброго ранку. Добрий день. Добрий вечір. In spoken Ukrainian, you might also hear slight variations such as «Добрий ранок», «Доброго дня», «Доброго вечора». The following expressions are used when living and are accepted in neutral and formal situations. For example, you can wish someone to have a nice day by saying «Гарного дня», or wish someone to have a nice evening by saying «Гарного вечора». If you need to wish someone good night, you can do it by saying «Добраніч». The expression consists of two words connected together, «добра» and «ніч». You can use it when speaking to close people. Привіт, як ти? Привіт, все добре, а ти? Добре, дякую, до зустрічі. Гарного дня. As you may have noticed, there is no any verb to be. Although it's possible, it's not necessary to keep it, and it's more common to skip it in the present tense. Also, to form questions in Ukrainian, there is no need to change anything grammatically in a sentence. Now, to talk about ourselves, we need to learn these three basic words. Я, ти, це. Це автівка. Це дім. Я Maksym. Ти вчитель. The word автівка actually comes from the word auto, or auto as in automobile. Unlike many European languages, Ukrainian doesn't have articles, which makes things a little bit easier. Let's add just one more expression to introduce ourselves. Мене звати. Мене звати Лаура. Basically, мене means me, and звати means they call. You could understand the sentence as people call me Laura. The next example is тебе звати John. You may have noticed that the intonation for this question is different compared to the sentence above it. Compare. Мене звати Лаура. Тебе звати John. Questions in Ukrainian are formed by raising your intonation at the end. There are just two more important words to learn. Ми, which means we. Ви, which means you in the plural form, like in you'll. Or formal singular you to address someone politely. Let's look at some examples. Ви з Фінляндії? Ні, ми з Данії. Так, ми з Фінляндії. Depending on the context, if you're speaking to a group of people, ви means you'll. Or, as shown in this example, ви can also mean a formal you when speaking to just one person. Ви з Фінляндії? Ні, я з Данії. Так, я з Фінляндії. And here comes the final practice. Привіт, як ти? Вітаю, добре, дякую, а ти? Теж добре, мене звати Ніколас, а тебе? Мене звати Олег. Ти з Канади? Ні, я з Америки. А ти з України? Так, я з України. And that's all for today's lesson. I'd love to hear what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments so I can make future lessons even better. See you later.